Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today from Hasbro in their Marvel Legends line, we are featuring Marvel Studios X-Men 97 Wolverine. Okay, so I'm still waiting on the X-Men 97 animated series on Disney+. It was supposed to come out last year, but it was pushed back, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get it sooner than later. I was a big fan of the original cartoon back in the 90s. I believe I was a junior or senior in high school when the cartoon first debuted. And for me, at this stage in my life, it's very exciting to revisit that era of the X-Men again. The Wolverine figure here looks nice. Personally, I think out of all the figures in this wave, he was probably the one I was looking forward to the least. It seems like we always get a new version of Wolverine, like every 4 months. I'm probably exaggerating, but this kind of feels like very been there, done that. Some of the figures I did review, like Bishop and Gambit, I thought were fantastic. Even though we have received a number of Gambit figures in the past, I kind of felt like the animated series one that we just got was really, really clean and well executed. This Wolverine figure looks fantastic nonetheless. If you haven't gotten any of the Wolverine figures from the last few years, I think this one's perfect to fill out your roster. Not only does he feature the masked head, he has the unmasked cowl, which you can put on behind his shoulders. He comes with the extra pair of hands, and the claws, they look cleaner than usual. The card back is really well done. I love the little portrait on the left. It kind of really embodies that animated style that we saw in the Fox Kids cartoon back in the day. I also like the orange background. It's kind of like a throwback to the Toy Biz, especially with like the orange color scheme and the moire pattern. On the back, we have the other figures in the wave. We have Magneto, Rogue, Storm, Bishop, and Gambit. And some of these figures I've looked at, they're just awesome, very top notch. Alright, so Wolverine comes with extra accessories. First off, he comes with the other head, where he's wearing the mask. I'm not 100% sure if this is a new sculpt or if this is one that we received previously. But it's nice, a very solemn, calm expression. It's very neutral. He's not snarling or yelling. It's a very nice, neutral expression for Logan. He has two fists with his claws retracted, so if you just want him there without the claws, there you go. And then you have the metal eyelets above the knuckles. And then one of the cool things also is you get the cowl for the back. Like if you want to recreate that look Wolverine sometimes has, where he takes the mask off, and then he just kind of goes maskless. And then he has the mask on his shoulders. It's a cool look. If anything, kind of bunches up a little bit too much. It doesn't really conform to his shoulders all that well. To keep on wanting to go pop upward. So the one thing that kind of, I don't want to say it's me just being nitpicky, but I kind of feel like the head sculpt is more comic book than cartoon inspired. I'm not sure if this head sculpt is something we've seen before. Like if you saw that Bishop head sculpt, it's nice because the level of detail is just right. It looks more animated. Where the level of detail on this, it's a little bit too high and it looks more like a comic book Wolverine than an animated one, if that makes any sense. But nonetheless, it doesn't take anything away from it. It's still a really quality, superior head sculpt. Again, a very borderline neutral expression. He looks kind of grumpy, but he's not screaming or yelling or baring his teeth. It's a nice neutral look for Wolverine. The color scheme, it's dead on perfect for the animated look. It's the blue with the yellow, and my camera is having a hard time adjusting to the colors. Let's see if we could balance out the white. All right, there we go. That much better. Yeah, so it's a fantastic looking figure. Don't get me wrong. This is I kind of feel like it would in the case of Wolverine, it's very been there, done that. We've gotten so many Wolverine figures over the years, which is nice because if you've missed out on any of them, this one's the perfect Wolverine to fill out your roster. Especially if you're a fan of this costume, the yellow and the blue. It's really well done. The sculpting is nice, especially on the arms. Wolverine has those hairy arms, so they kind of recreate it there with sculpting as opposed to like print or paint. The stripes on his uniform are very clean, nicely pointed. Articulated shoulder pads, which is I get it, it works, but at the same time it's kind of unsightly in certain areas just because it does get kind of gappy and you can kind of see the flesh tone underneath. But I don't think there's a really perfect way of doing it. Overall, it's a fantastic looking figure. He's much smaller in stature because Wolverine's a shorter character. And it's really nice. But it's like I said, for me, it feels very been there, done that. If you're a longtime Marvel Legends collector, you probably have at least a dozen Wolverines in your collection. But if you're a newer collector, this is perfect for you. And with the release of the animated series, hopefully this year, I think it's just more product to be excited about. Excellent sculpt all around. It's really nicely done. I'm really impressed with the hair. I know it sounds kind of contradictory. A second ago I was just complaining that the level of detail is too high. But I can't take away from the fact that the sculpting is just really clean, really superb. And that's one word I've used so much to describe this line of action figures is clean. Hasbro has really elevated their game. The presentation and execution is just so spot on. It's fantastic. It's a really nice looking action figure. If anything, I'm just being a little bit subjective, but I can't take away from the fact that this is a near perfect Wolverine for any collection. The articulation is nice. Does he look down? Yes. Does he look up? Yes. So it's awesome. If you want to recreate any of Wolverine's leaping poses or the fastball special, you could go for it. The claws are nice. They're not warped like we sometimes get in Wolverine figures. They feel a bit more springy than usual. So maybe the quality of plastic or the material is a little bit different than before. But articulation is fantastic, especially for Wolverine. He's such a dynamic character. And you can get him on all the crazy poses. All the articulation is there, so it can afford for some really cool, expressive emotes. He's such a wild and animated character to begin with. So yeah, the articulation's there, the sculpting's great, the color palette's perfect for recreating the X-Men 97 look. Or if you want to create that classic X-Men Wolverine from either his early appearances or later on in the 90s when he changes uniforms back to the yellow and blue, this is awesome. It's a perfect fit. From some angles, the head looks a little bit too large, but I think it's all right. Yeah, so overall, it's a fantastic figure. I might have a couple of gripes, but I can't deny the fact that this is near perfect. It's a fantastic figure. Easily a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. Definitely worth the purchase, especially if you don't have a Wolverine in your collection just yet. And if you already have a dozen Wolverines, just pull the trigger and buy this. It's more of the same, but at the same time, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's fantastic. Yeah, so this figure has kind of really won me over. It's awesome. All right, so let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.